Mary, my friend, I'm glad to have you here, in part because you also happen to be a psychologist. So, is there more to your uncle's most recent interaction with fringe elements and extremists? Is there anything that can explain the psychology of this?
Everything Donald does is transactional. And one of the things we need to realize about him is he's sort of a black hole of need. And when he's not getting what he wants from some people, I think in this case, the majority of the Republicans in Congress who have had enough and sort of see him as electoral poison, he will go wherever he needs to in order to get his fix, which is attention and sycophancy.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here, an author and psychologist who also happens to be the niece of Donald Trump. Mary Trump was on MSNBC to let them know exactly what she thinks about her uncle.
It doesn't matter how extreme, whatever works. And this has been going on since 2015. The difference is that he just needs to go farther and farther down the rabbit hole because fewer and fewer people are willing to stand up for him publicly.
And while Mary Trump doesn't say much that we don't already know, I'm sure it makes us all feel a little less crazy to know that someone else out there sees what we see. That Donald Trump is a desperate, attention-seeking con man that does not have a sense of morals or decency. He simply sides with and accepts the praise and worship from wherever he can get it.
But here's another line from the ABC report. I understand everything you're saying. This, though, according to social media posts, the event was billed as a fundraiser. This in support of a documentary on sex trafficking. That's one of the pillars of the QAnon conspiracy theory. So here's the question, Mary. Do you believe Trump himself is a QAnon adherent? I mean, does he share his followers' beliefs?
No, he has no set of core beliefs at all. Unfortunately, though, people like Elon Musk, who now has a lot of power since he took over Twitter, is also echoing these same kinds of conspiracy theories, which gives them even more cachet in the mind of somebody like Donald. He doesn't believe anything except whatever in the moment is best for him.
That is why he has never fully come out and earnestly or truthfully condemned any of the fringe right-wing groups that worship him. He loves that. He thinks of all these people as his fans or subjects. So why would he come out against them? And when you've got no real moral compass, when you have no real set of beliefs, you exist to serve yourself. And that is exactly how he aligns himself with the foulest and most despicable people on the planet. While Mary Trump does a good job just explaining her uncle, calling him a black hole of need seems to be an understatement. There seems to be so little reasoning behind his need for attention or praise. He carries himself like a giant toddler, someone who will throw a temper tantrum when they don't get their way, no matter what that looks like. The more depressing side of this is that, of course, those loyal MAGA folks just do not seem to comprehend this part. He would sell your soul for a McDouble. He does not care about the people that follow him blindly, even though he depends on them for what seems to be his life force. He barely can get away with seeming like he cares about his family and his wife, let alone the strangers from a trailer park you couldn't pay him enough money to even set foot in. He doesn't, y'all. He doesn't want to fight for you. He wants his cake and to eat it. And if he doesn't get it, then he wants to take his ball and throw it against the wall. That's who he is. And one member of his family is brave enough and has the guts to say it out loud, while the rest of his relatives seem to be okay hiding from the press or coasting off of the infamy that is Donald Trump. Everything that Donald Trump does, he does for himself. You need to remember that, because if you do, you'll understand him better, as well as a lot of other establishment politicians. Trump doesn't care about what norms he breaks or how terrible the people that come to Mar-a-Lago are, just that he feels like they are there to see only him, and nothing else matters. And that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.